Hello, and welcome to everyone who is just joining. We are now at 9:30 Eastern Time, and I know we have a wonderful presentation here, so I want to make sure we have the full 30 minutes. Right now, we're sitting for Enhancing Discovery and Workflows, the Alma and Primo Linked Data Expedition in a Hybrid Metadata World. My name is Sasha. I'm the Zoom host for LD4, but the talk you're hearing today is from Yafat. Yafat has been working in the library and information science field for nearly 3 decades. For most of these years, she's been with Ex Libris, now part of Clarivate, where she's played a key role in shaping and supporting a wide range of ILS and discovery solutions. Her experience spans products such as Aleph, Primo, Metadata Infrastructure, and Alma. In the past year, Yafat has taken on the role of product owner for linked open data and BibFrame, leading innovation in metadata standards and discovery workflows. Can't wait to see your presentation.
Thank you very much, Sasha. Thank you all for having me in here. Over the next 30 minutes, I will review how Ex Libris Alma is engaging with linked data and BibFrame, both in the conceptual and practical aspects. And before we dive in, I would like to share a bit of my personal and professional journey with linked data and BibFrame. And I say personal and professional because I feel a little bit like things are getting private and professional, even when coming to speak about this professional area of BibFrame and linked data. As someone who's been in the library and cataloging world for quite a while, as Sasha mentioned before, more than 2-3 decades, actually. Frankly, I didn't expect to be surprised or excited by a new standard or ontology. But what can I say? I must confess that diving into linked data and BibFrame changed that. I got exposed to a totally new and, I must say, wonderful world. I feel a kind of freedom to have such a confession in this community. I don't think there is anywhere else in the world I could say such a word and someone who would have understand what I'm talking about. I began to see how familiar concept could be expressed in a clear and more meaningful way, and truly exciting to watch how Alma involved and embraced this transformation. And I'm part of this, and Adina, my colleague, who is also on this call, we are taking, and the whole team are taking part of this. So both professionally and personally, as I said before, I'm happy to be part of this community and of this shift. So let's just begin. This is what we are briefly going to review today. Feel free to write question and your thought in the chat. My colleague Adina Marciano, that is on the call, will be monitoring and responding to the chat. And of course, we will have question and answer session at the end. So I'm beginning. Before we get into latest development and to see a demo of what we are doing and what is already made, I want to highlight some of the questions that shape our approach in Ex Libris Clarivate when dealing with linked data and BibFrame. Main points. Support and encourage the adoption. I think of BibFrame in the library community. I think adoption is a key word in the current phase of the linked data and the cataloging tools that support it. The framework is very technical. The scheme is very, very technical. When I just stepped in, I looked at this and asked myself, what me as a librarian, as a cataloger, as a library person, what do I have to do with this scheme? And we need to make it accessible and user-friendly. Otherwise, we lose this game, and we wouldn't like to do so. How do we manage the coexistence of MARC legacy and BibFrame in hybrid mode? I think it was mentioned before in this session, and it's good that it was. This is an essential issue. Another strategic questions is how do we ensure that linked data enhance the user navigation experience? Let's not forget that the final goal is and practice should consider the real world and our end user of that consumes the data. that consumes the data. And finally, to look forward to advanced ontologies and data storage and processing. I think linked data is just the thing to look forward, keeping the balance between innovation, technology, and practical needs of the cataloger and the institution. We must have it in mind. This also links us to this year conference titles, Linked Data in the Real World. I think real world is buzzword that is very important and crucial to the whole issue of linked data. So good we are dealing with this. The topics that we have focused on and implemented, when I say we mean Clarivate Ex Libris, our tool Alma, ILS Alma, and what we have focused and implemented in the recent year. All of the following are already implemented, and we do have interface and technology and workflow to support all of the following. Just briefly, we support linked data for MARC-21, linked data enrichment configuration, and local authority. And here is a place to very, very briefly and shortly to acknowledge the MARC-21 great and ongoing value. It remains and it will remain a robust and widely used standard, and we must continue to support and enhance it. We talked about BibFrame and linked data that not always go with one line with MARC-21, but we all should remember that it's here to stay, and the integration with MARC-21 and the hybrid and coexistence work is a must. We support linked data for BIB frameworks and instance, the workflow and interface, seamless integration with Sinopia. BIB framework and instance search are now core features, so our search and repository is integrated with work and instance search. Additional interface and workflow functionality with special care of user experience, so this all technical word will be user-friendly and much more understood when user comes to deal and catalog and work with linked data and BIB frame records. Alma offer management of work and instances, and you will get to see part of it in the coming demo in a few minutes. I hope you will get a sense. For all format, person card and contributors pages and by that improve end user experience. So in Primo, our discovery tool, the user already see the benefits out of using linked data. We've enhanced the navigation through names and subjects section. We've added features like autocomplete and info card and person page. We have enhanced and leveraged the VF support and with additional vocabulary. So linked data is all over and it's here to stay, and a lot of work ahead, but this is what already supported and working in our tools, Alma and Primo. And before we move, I would like to take a pause to see how institutions actually use BibFrame so far. It's important to us as a community, as a BibFrame people and linked data people, to see what at this stage of the evolution of linked data and BibFrame, how it is used. It's already spoke yesterday, I heard in previous lectures about this, and I would like to mention our conclusion. This is interesting to follow up, and it shows the evolution of relatively new concept and tool and what is the adoption rate. It is used to compare and learn from existing cataloging record. This brings up the point that learning is a major part of current phase. We're doing this just now at this conference and in other meeting, and we see it in various communication with our community. So the mutual learning and fruitful communication and cataloging only for the sake of comparing and learning and to see the response, what is better. And this is part of the learning phase that we are all going through. So this is one usage of BibFrame. For special collection, like a title with special author signature or a rare copy, and local record like a dissertation. Also, we see that BibFrame is used. It's also used for managing works with multiple instances, which is a classic use case for using BibFrame. One works with multiple instances. And I think that those use cases help us understand where the market is today and where it's ahead. And they highlight the gaps that still need to be addressed. So there is a lot ahead, but we start seeing some kind of adoption, very, very careful and very, very specific, but it's keep growing. And I think that the whole community, the vendors and the libraries and users, we're all in the same boat in this, and we are moving together. And this is very interesting to see this stage. Point of thinking, what about your institution? What about you as a cataloger, as library staff? How do you use BibFrame? I think that one of the things is that in order to integrate and adopt BibFrame and encourage BibFrame, we must get our hands wet and start working with this and extend our daily work with this, and take any tools that provide us the option to implement BibFrame and extend the link data functionality. So this is kind of a call for all of us, for the whole community. Looking forward, let's take a look of what's coming next and the challenges we are preparing to. I mentioned the Primo, our discovery tool, and in the second half of 2025, we are planning several enhancements that will be reflected in Primo and link data. This is how link data new feature impact and improve the user experience, actually where it's meet the real world. So already implemented, you can see it here in V, the person entities, autocomplete, info card, person pages, and VF. Those are improvement already available and implemented during 2025, and we are very proud of those. Coming soon on our table, we are cooking and it will be released soon. New entity types like organization and location, and multilingual support across all entity, reflected autocomplete, info card, and entity page. In here, we can see a New York City location page, and you can see associated places and associated people. And this is just a hint of what Primo is capable to do with link data. Link, looking ahead, what is planned for 2025, what is left from 2025 and 2026. We are looking ahead with full engine to this and to the next year. And the focus point that we are putting ahead of us, we're developing a unified ontology-driven editor for BibFrame. You will see it in a minute. Alma interface will offer user-friendly, flexible interface tailored to cataloger workflow in relation to other roles in the library and user, so that the buzzword real world is actually getting alive. And I just started this session. It feels very, very exciting to be part of this, to see how things are tailored from scratch and getting their form and shape and actually being useful. It will support work and instance record and template creation, So user can create their own template, repository search, link data lookup, external and internal lookup, which is already implemented, and I will demonstrate it. Ongoing integration with repository search and discovery tools. We part of this, I have demonstrated before. And I mentioned before, our goal is to provide comprehensive and intuitive tool that support both cataloger and end user. I will move to a sneak preview demo. I can say that the new BibFrame editor of Alma is an advanced stage of development. It is being tested and exposed and handy for dedicated group of users. We call it our focus group, link data focus group. We are refining workflow continuously, and early access of wide range of customers is planned for November this year. And I'm now will show you a small demo that represent part of the functionality in a minute. Can you see my Alma screen? My home?
We can.
Okay, thank you. I'm logging into Alma. What you're seeing right now is already available for our early testers on their machine. And in November, we will have much more functionality available for a wider range of customers. So this is Alma homepage, and I'm doing a search for work. In this sample, I'm searching for work, and I'm looking for the title of the story. And I will get titles, all works that have the story on one of their title entity. Sorry. I tapped in but didn't type in, so now it's typed. So in here, you can see that I have a few results. I focused on one of them. So this is a work catalog BibFrame using Alma. It's not, it didn't come from Synapia or from external system. So you see here, I have on the right side, you have the summary with information. You have the XML RDF of the work record, so you can see actually the source of the record. And in this record, I just catalog just name and subject, because I want us, for the sake of demonstration, to enrich it during demonstration. So I just put a minimum information. If I want to view more information and more convenience, I am clicking view record. I can see the RDF XML in here. In a way, I can copy it or do whatever I want and search for values. I can see the MARC equivalent for this record, for this work. If I do back, I can do edit. And right now I'm editing an existing record. And I will stay on a part of the features. In here, you can see that I have the I, more information. I, for example, if I clicked on the I on the contributor enroll primary contribution, you can see that I have description information and link to the ontology where I can link and go to the ontology and all information. The description is coming from the ontology. Library can change information if needed. In here. So I'm going to add right now I have main title and subtitle. I'm going to add part number, sorry. Part number, I'm adding part 2. So you see I have main title, subtitle, part number. If I want to remove the field, I just click X. add the X in here, I can see other information. If I go to associated agent, I clicked on associated agent, which right now, the contributor role, right now it's an editor. If I click on this pickup icon, it will bring it to a lookup of the role, which is a vocabulary of role. So I can see that I have all title of all kind of editor. I can say that I want to change the role to inker. So I just click inker or editor or whatever I want and select. This is a vocabulary of roles. And if I go to genre and form, so again, I will have it. It's not a vocabulary. It actually it's external resource, and you can see that the default resource that we put in here is Library of Congress, a genre form of MARC-21. So LCGFT. Not MARC-21, sorry, of LC. And if I go and search for something else like so there is no for CHAM, but I can search for other values in here. So you can see that we have lookup, external and vocabulary, and internal lookup as well. Content type is defined right now as a text. So I can write whatever I want. And if I add a field, for example, I want to add a field language information. When I add language, I see I select the class, and right now I see that language is a free text because I don't have the pickup. Let's remember that language is a free text. I don't want it as a free text. I want it as a MARC-21 vocabulary of languages. So I'm going with you to change this definition to source vocabulary, and we will see what happens later on when we go into language. So this is a record. I'm saving it without the language information right now. And let's see a little bit about configuration. I go to resource, manage BibFrame records. I have fields in here. This is actually all fields coming from the ontology. You can see that each field have the label according to the ontology, the description that appears on the eye icon when you put your cursor on the eye next to the field when you edit a record. You have the input type in a minute and the default value. So if I go to language, let's go to agent first. I go to agent, and if I do agent, you can see it's external lookup. I have various values. There are text, which is just typing text, date, which is a date format with a calendar, checkbox, and there is vocabulary and external lookup. So right now, agent is defined as external lookup, and the default source is LC names, where you can see library institution can change the default source to another source. If I go to language, if you remember, language was a text field and I wanted it to be as a vocabulary. So right now I can see the language. I can change the description and the label. Instead, I want to use different terms. Instead of text, I'm going to say this is a vocabulary and select the relevant vocabulary. And the relevant vocabulary is marked language vocabulary. You have search in here in case the list is too long. And now I save it. Next time I will open the language field. I will have a drop down offering me to search the vocabulary of languages. Template, before we move, template. You can create a record and then say, oh, this is my record. I want this record structure to be my form, to be my template. So you can create as much as template you want, call it whatever you want, and have list of template. We will see it in a minute. What's the time right now?
You have 5 minutes left.
Okay, so I'm moving to show you how we catalog a record from scratch. It will take 2 minutes, and then we will have more 3 minutes for questions. Create BibFrame record. We have from template or from blank. I'm choosing to create it from template. I created a template that I like to work with. It's called Work Monograph Basic Template. I click create, and now you will see a form. This form created by me, okay? If I would have created from blank, you would have manually pick each field. And right now I want to show you this is a language information. So you remember that it was text. Right now you can see this is a pickup, and now you can see that I just changed it. So I will put English in it, and I pick the language I want for this work. So each library define the type of field that it wants, and of course, out of the box, we're going to release all fields with the most reasonable type that we think is, but library can change the wording and the label and various information configuration of the field. I think that there are a lot of more to show in here, but I would rather hear if you have question and stop the demo at this stage.
Thank you so much for the sneak preview. It's very exciting. Adina's been able to take care of a lot of the questions, but we had one that just came in. Can you lock descriptors or terms for an institution? I can see 2 catalogers choosing different terms, but maybe that doesn't matter if the queries are using the underlying term.
Again, please, can I describe that?
Can you lock descriptors or terms for an institution?
If I can lock a description?
We'll see if we'll get more clarification.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, I'm in the middle of answering that question on the chat, so if you
beautiful.
want to move to another question. Okay,
Perfect.
sorry.
Okay.
So the
this
next
is Adina.
one.
This is Adina jumping on.
Thank you, Adina. So the next question we have, will BibFrame data be available through analytics?
Yes, it's part of our plan that to have analytics as part of our BibFrame records, yeah, in the future.
Wonderful. And then there's just a lot of excitement because we all love the demo and like seeing what new tools we'll have to play with in the future.
Great, great. Yep, that was a question?
That was it. Adina's taking care of everything else. She's on top of it.
Adina, is there any very interesting thing that you want to share with all of us? We have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, so there were some questions about validation tools. So this is something that is new for BibFrame, and we are following what emerges from the community at this point for interoperability purposes. We have already embedded validation for mandatory fields that an institution can configure on their own in the configuration that Yifat showed. And in addition, we have plans to adapt and add as a basic validation tool what the BibFrame interoperability group has developed, the DC tap tools that are available, and we'll continue following what the community creates and see where it meets our development plans.
Thank you.
No problem.
Well, thank you so much for the presentation and the demo. I think your opening was the perfect way to start the track for the day. We are also excited about seeing linked data actually being used and moving forward, and it is here to stay.
Thank you very much, everybody, and good luck for all of us with this interesting project.
Absolutely agree. Thank you.
Thank you. There's another question that popped up. We have 1 minute left, right? What about additional ontologies for rare materials, locally defined fields? So again, as I mentioned or answered a different question in the chat on this, we've created an infrastructure that can work with a RDF ontology application profile. And this is what we've been learning on our own, also using BibFrame. And as it evolves and additional requirements for other ontologies will evolve, we'll be able to add and expand it. But the key element right now that we've been focusing on is the ability to work with an RDF structured ontology, which is something that is new in implementation in the ILS.
Thank you for staying on top of all the questions. We got so much information and so many fun tools at the same time. What a treat.
My pleasure.